Here's a fact that's going to blow your mind. 85% of self-made millionaires attribute their success to strong relationships. You know what that means? While you're sitting there complaining about being lonely and unsuccessful, the top players understand something you don't. Most of you are absolute slaves to your emotions, letting weak mindsets destroy your relationships. You're trapped in a matrix of mediocrity, accepting garbage advice from people who've never built anything meaningful in their lives. Let me tell you something. I've seen countless men, successful in business, driving Bugattis, living in mansions, absolutely crumble because they don't understand the fundamental laws of relationships. It's pathetic. What's the number one problem? You're weak. You're scared. You let fear control your relationships. You're afraid of setting boundaries, afraid of speaking your truth, afraid of losing someone who probably doesn't deserve you anyway. Communication, please. Most people think communication means being a little baby, crying about their feelings all day. That's not communication. That's weakness. Real communication is about power, about clarity, about knowing exactly what you want and having the courage to express it. Here's what nobody tells you about relationships. They're a direct reflection of your personal power. When you're operating at the highest level, when you're absolutely crushing it in life, your relationships naturally elevate. It's simple matrix mechanics. But most of you are doing it completely backwards. You're begging for love, desperately seeking validation, compromising your standards for people who wouldn't even cross the street to help you. But I'm going to teach you something today that's going to change everything. Pay attention, because this is what separates the top G's from the losers. First rule, stop being emotionally weak. When you enter a relationship, you need to be complete already. Not 50%, not 80%, but 100%. Most of you are running around with emotional holes bigger than the Grand Canyon, expecting someone else to fill them. That's why you fail. You want to know what real strength in relationships looks like? It's having the power to walk away. That's right. The moment you're afraid to lose someone, you've already lost. Top players understand this. They know their worth isn't determined by someone else's validation. Let me give you a real example. I knew this guy making millions, but he was completely destroyed by his inability to set boundaries. His girl would call him 20 times a day, interrupting his business meetings, controlling his schedule. He thought that was love. No, that's prison. You know what I told him. You're letting someone else control your matrix. He was afraid of being alone, afraid of starting over. But here's the truth about being alone. It's better than being with someone who diminishes your power. He finally understood, set clear boundaries, started focusing on his purpose again. Guess what happened? His relationship completely transformed. Why? Because respect is the foundation of any powerful relationship. When you respect yourself, others have no choice but to respect you too. Now let me tell you about emotional intimacy. Most of you hear that and think about some soft, weak concept. But real emotional intimacy is about power. The power to be completely authentic without fear. You know what the Matrix doesn't want you to know? Strong relationships are built on challenge, not comfort. When you're constantly challenging each other to be better, to achieve more, to break through limitations, that's real intimacy. I'll tell you a story that proves everything I'm saying. There was this couple, both high-level entrepreneurs. Everyone thought they had the perfect relationship, but behind closed doors, they were miserable. Why? Because they were playing by the Matrix's rules. They were doing what society told them was right. Never arguing, always agreeing, living in this fake bubble of peace. But that's not how winners operate. When they started implementing what I'm teaching you, direct communication, challenging each other, maintaining individual power, everything changed. Within 6 months, both their businesses doubled. Why? Because strong relationships amplify your power, not drain it. They became unstoppable because they understood the fundamental truth. Real love isn't about dependency, it's about growth. This is what separates the elite from the average. The elite understand that relationships aren't about finding someone to complete you. That's loser mentality. It's about finding someone who matches your energy, your ambition, your power. Let me tell you something even more powerful. The Matrix has programmed you to believe that relationships are about compromise. That's garbage. Real relationships are about elevation. When you're operating at your peak, when you've mastered yourself, relationships become a different game entirely. I see so many of you making the same pathetic mistakes, trying to fix broken people, thinking love will change. Then, wake up. Here's what happens when you level up your relationship game. Everything else levels up too. Your business skyrockets, your physical condition peaks, your mental state unshakable. You want to know why? Because when you're with someone who matches your energy, who understands the grind, who respects your vision, you become unstoppable. But most of you are too scared to demand that level of excellence. Let me break down what elite relationships look like. First, absolute clarity. No games, no manipulation, no weak emotional tactics. You state your expectations clearly and you stick to them. If someone can't meet them, they're out. Simple. Second, mutual growth. If your partner isn't pushing you to be better every single day, what are they doing? Comfort is death. Growth is life. Elite couples understand this. Third, and this is crucial, independence. The moment you become dependent on someone else for your happiness, you've lost your power. Real relationships are built on strength, not need. I knew this billionaire, absolute beast in business, but his relationship was destroying him. Why? Because he was trying to save someone who didn't want to save themselves. Classic Matrix trap. You know what changed everything for him? Understanding that real power comes from being willing to walk away. The moment he set that boundary, everything shifted. His partner either had to level up or get left behind. That's the kind of energy you need to bring to every relationship. No weakness, no compromise on your standards, no accepting mediocrity. But here's the thing most of you miss. This isn't about being harsh. It's about being real. When you operate from a position of true power, you don't need to play games. You don't need to manipulate. You just need to be authentically, unapologetically yourself. Want to transform your relationships? Start by transforming yourself. Stop being weak. Stop accepting less than you deserve. Stop letting the Matrix dictate your standards. The world belongs to those who demand excellence in every area of their lives. Your relationships are no different. Level up or get left behind. The choice is yours. Drop a comment below if you're ready to break free from mediocre relationships. Share your story of transformation. Remember, winners attract winners. Losers attract losers. Which one are you going to be?